Hello, welcome to Strong Flow Vinyasa Yoga. And today we're going to move our body just like we always do. We're going to get into the back, we're going to get into the hips. Props, you only might need a couple blocks here. And really, for those, if you need one or a couple to build you up for triangle, you can use that. But they're also nice if you need to do a grounded warrior three, if you need both hands on something. Full warrior three will be an option as well. Otherwise, you may not need them as much. I've got four, so when I switch sides, I've already got blocks over here, but you just need a maximum of two. And then we will use the strap at the end as well. Nice little hip opener there. So let's come to a nice sit. And I'm also sitting on a blanket. If you ever need a knee cushion for something, always bring that in. So I'm zipping up from pubic bone behind the navel, sitting nice and tall, ears, shoulders, and hips in as good of alignment as I can get, but keeping a little bit of a natural curvature in that low back. We don't want to flatten it out. And just breathe and expand. And before we set our intention, let's go into a nice little neck stretch here. So I'm just going to let that chin come to the chest. Just let gravity give you the stretch behind here. And then we'll come back up. Good. Left ear, left shoulder, keeping your right shoulder down. Now, for some of you, this might be your best stretch. Others, you might find it if you take that chin a little bit more towards the armpit or a little bit more up the corner. So kind of play here, find where you need to find your special stretch. And then we'll come back up. Good. Right ear, right shoulder. Good. And then same as before, just kind of move around a little bit, finding where you need to find it. Good. And then we'll come back up. Good. Now from here, keeping your chest and your shoulders straight forward, don't move them as you turn and look the head to the left and back to center and to the right and back to center. And then we'll take the chin up where the ceiling and the wall meet. If you can, could you take your jaw forward? You'll get a stretch right under here. It makes a funny face, but remember, nobody's paying any attention. And coming back center. Good. From here, let's take a big inhale, reach, 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 touching palms together. Exhale, hands in the heart center. Taking a moment to set your intention for this practice. So would you like to dedicate it to someone or something? Would you like to dedicate it to yourself? Mine is going to be the joys of having all our family together under one roof for the first time since before the COVID pandemic. So it's very, very exciting for me. Once you have that set, let's inhale and reach. Let's take that nice side bend towards the left, keeping hip bones grounded. Reach and breathe. Could you keep this arm just a little bit longer versus hanging down here? Get just a little bit more engagement. And then moving through center, we'll take that to the other side. And coming back up, big inhale and reach. Exhale, rotate. Hands will come down, rolling shoulders back, maybe looking a little bit more behind you. Always twisting from length here. And then coming up, moving through center, go right into the other side. Arms coming down, rolling shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you. And coming up and coming back to center. Good. We're going to come onto our backs. Come onto our back. So I'm going to move my blanket out of the way here. Good. And as you come onto your back, kind of settle in here a little bit. Let the feet come as wide as the mat here. Belly button's going to come in for support. And let yourself get a nice windshield wiper here. Just taking the knees to one side and the other. Opposite hip will come up when you do that. Good. And then from here, we'll come back to center. We'll bring hips, knees, and toes back in that alignment. So we're going to go through a little bit of a pelvic tilting exercise here, and then we're going to build on that into the bridge. So you want your pelvis to be in a neutral spine, meaning your pubic bone and your hip bones are in a relative same plane. So theoretically, you could balance a cup of water right here. So you don't want the pubic bone to be too high. You don't want the hip bones to be too high. They're even as possible. Zipping up. Good. If I tilt my pelvis back, so I'm taking my pubic bone back towards the face. I'm closing any space that might be underneath here, but I'm not jamming the low back into the mat. It's just a light closing of the space. If you can, that's your posterior tilt. Good. So when I bring my frontal hip bones more forward, good. Now I'm creating more space. It's a little bit of an arch, but you don't want to create so much of an arch that it causes pain. Okay, that's your anterior tilt. So we're going to rock forward and back here. Move at your pelvis's range of motion. Good. And your head and neck might move with you. Let it. A nice reminder how everything is connected. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, coming back to neutral spine. Now we're going to take that tilt and go up into a bridge with it. So remember in bridging, that feet are also going to press into the mat as well as your shoulders and your arms. So kind of get set here. Belly button is in. We're starting in that neutral. Good. Exhale as you rock that pelvis back. Rock through the sacrum, through the lumbar, through the rib cage, up to the mid back. And then we'll lower from the mid back, through the rib cage, through the lumbar, through the sacrum, back to safe neutral. We're going to do this 2 more times. Rocking back through the sacrum, through the lumbar, through the rib cage, to the mid back. Good. Rolling up and down, bone by bone, and rolling down from the mid back, through the rib cage, through the lumbar, through the sacrum, back to neutral. Last time, rocking it back through the sacrum, through the lumbar, through the rib cage, through the mid back, and rolling down from the mid back, through the rib cage, through the lumbar, through the sacrum, and back to spinal neutral or pelvis neutral. Bring your knees into your chest here and rock, 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 side to side. Good. All right. From here in the way that's best for your body, rolling over to the side, we're finding a little roll up here. Come all the way up and come forward. We'll come into some nice traditional cat-cow. So spreading the finger nice and wide, rooting through the knuckle of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Knees are hip width apart. They can be slightly wider if you've got a cranky back. Tops of the feet are down. Protract. Push that floor away from the belly or away from the, push the floor away from the shoulders. Belly is also away from the floor. So see if you can bring that up and in a little bit here. Good. And then from here, inhale, find your cow. Exhale, press away round, find your cat. Inhale, find your cow. Exhale, cat. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. Last time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. From here, when you're ready, good. Find a child pose that would feel good to you. Knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. Taking arms long in front of you. If your shoulders don't like that yet, take your hands back by the ankles. Let the shoulders relax. Make it active. So we're zipping up that front body. We're breathing into the back body, expanding that rib cage. Good. Come back to your intention, returning the breath. And then from here, I'm going to come up. Good. I'm going to walk my hands over to the right, walking left fingertips forward, lifting the hips, pressing into the right hand, sinking to the left. Just getting that nice stretch on the left side of the body, especially around the armpit area. And then we'll come up, walking through center, half or full pelvic pose here just to reset the spine. And then when you're ready, good, we'll lift a little bit, walking the hands over to the left, walking the right fingertips forward, lift the hips, press into the left hand, sink towards the right side. Breathe and expand here. And once you're ready, good, taking that back to center, half or full child pose. And then we'll come back up. Good. So preparing for downward facing dog, taller people, half or full hands with forward. Otherwise, tucking the toes, shifting back, press and then forward into the mat as you lift up the hips and the knees. Good. My shoulders are away from the ears. I'm turning my elbows towards the ceiling. So I'm working on more stability in that scapular shoulder blade area. I'm pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds. My head and neck is free. My ears are by the biceps. My gaze is to my toes. You can stay here. You can lift the heels and lower. You can walk the dog, bending one knee at a time. You can bend the knees and lengthen. Find what feels good to your body. And then from here, finding stillness if you took movement. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. With or without your blocks. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Nice flat back, hands to floor, block, shins or thighs. Exhale and we'll bow. We'll go again. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, long back as we rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. Okay, so from here, let's get into it. Let's do 3 sun salutes here. You choose, take or skip the flow. Big inhale with reach. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip a flow. Finding your down dog. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, root, engage and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale and we'll lift. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands. Step or hop back to plank. Take or skip a flow. I'm going to skip this one. Always coming back to the breath. Always returning to intention from down dog. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. And last one like this. Inhale and we'll lift. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hand. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Reconnecting with breath, intention. Reconnect with your good down dog form. So again, are shoulders away from the ears? Are you turning the elbows more towards the ceiling? Are you pressing in and forward into the hands? more specifically the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. From down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, roll bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. Okay, from here, let's go right into the next one. So from here, big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll hold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and bow. From this bow, we're going to step the right foot back. Good. Now, I'm going to bring my blocks in here. You may not need yours, but I'm strong parallel railroad track. This front heel stays grounded and connected at all times. So when we get ready to do this next thing we're going to do, this heel doesn't come up. If it does, this foot needs to be more forward. Knee is over behind the ankle. Find your length. I'm pressing strongly back through that back heel. Good. Now from here, we're going to tap that back heel down. Good. So heel stays grounded. And then I'm going to lift that back up. I'm going to tap and lift, tap and lift. Now you decide, do you want to do this lunge series with a grounded knee if you've got a balance issue or newer, that might be where you need to be. Otherwise, good. We'll rise. Ooh. High crescent. So front hip will come back hip will come forward. You're strong and long with that back leg. Try not to be droopy here. Really press through that back heel. Arms can be up. Belly button is in. Now from here, right hand's going to grab the left wrist, lift, side bend to the right. Coming back up. And then from here, you're going to choose your twist. You can come forward and take your right hand down to the floor to a block, open to the left. Or you can come forward, find your length, find your prayer, and then open to the left. Opening up that left shoulder, whatever version you're doing. Remember, back knee can ground at any time. That has nothing to do with the twist. That's balance and power. And once you're ready, good, we'll come back down. Good. Plant the hands, front foot steps back, take or skip a flow. Good, skip this one. From your down dog when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and bow. This time your right foot is going to be the foot that steps back. Good. Find that left up runner. Make sure that front heel is grounded for this whole series. Good. Find your parallel railroad track alignment. Lengthen that torso. Belly button is in. And when you're ready, here we go. Back knee's going to ground, maybe tap and lift. You know what? I think we're on the wrong side. We're doing the same thing again. Take that back foot up. Sorry about that. Take it to the other side. It's the left foot that steps back. The left foot that steps back. That feels better and more balanced. Good. So again, make sure that heel is grounded. Find it where you need it. Apologies about that. Good. And then once you're ready, now we'll go with that little tap and lift. And tap and lift. And tap and lift. You choose keeping that back knee grounded or lifting it up, finding your high crescent. Front hip comes back. A little too far back there. There we go. And then from here, good. You're going to grab the right wrist, lift, side bend to the left. Strong in the feet. Strong breath. Coming back up. Good. And then you choose your twist. Is your left hand going to come down as you open to the right? Or are you going to come forward, finding your length, finding your prayer twist? Open it up. Really open up that right shoulder. Good. Strong and long as best as you can. Even if that back knee is grounded, you can be strong and long from the crown to that knee. And when you're ready, we'll come out of there. Good. Planting the hands, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. From down dog when you're ready. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hand. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, and tension. Okay. So this next series, we will start in the chair. We will go from the chair to warrior one. From the warrior one, we'll move into a warrior three, then a warrior two, and a triangle. So I would have your blocks handy as needed if you're going to use those. So for here, good. I'm gonna take my feet about hip width apart. Good. Arms can really be anywhere they want. I'm gonna take mine up overhead. And then I'm gonna sit back and find my chair. Now, as I find my chair, I'm rooting my feet and legs into the mat. I'm also trying to kind of rip that mat apart from side to side. So I've got a nice outer line engagement here, as well as from the heel. I'm breathing. My spine is long. My belly is in. And from here, when you're ready, good. You can come all the way to standing and step back. You can come to a fold and step back, those of you that want more challenge. Lean into that left foot, step the right foot back. Good, and warrior prep. Be strong with the prep, and we'll come back up. Good. Finding your warrior one, different ways to get there. None of them are bad, or at least the ones that I told you about. Good, so front hip will come back. Pressing back to that back edge of the foot. If you need to lengthen that front leg in order to press back to the back edge of the foot, take that. Find your breath. Those of you that want a little bit of a challenge here, you can clasp the hands at the top. You can look up. Good. Notice if you wobble a little bit. Can you root into the feet and the legs a little bit more? Engage the abs just a little bit more. Core helps you with balance. And then from here, once you're ready, to make this a safer transition, lengthen the front leg. Good. Turn up the back leg. And then bending this front knee. Good. You're going to find your warrior three. So you might take a few taps here. You might come into a full warrior three. You might need to take hands down to your block for warrior three. Whatever warrior three you're doing, can your left hip, knee, and toe track forward and not turn inward? Can you press out of that hip? It's a little bit harder. Your right toes, knees, and hips are going to point towards the floor. So find your warrior three. And then once you're ready, good. Reach that right leg back. Good. Warrior prep that back leg again. And when you're ready, we're going to rise up into the warrior two. So front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. I'm going to leave my hips where they are. They don't shift as I open the chest to the side. Warrior two is a bit of a twist. Good. And find it. Front heel's grounded. Hip, knee, and toe track. Reach from shoulders to fingertips. Good. When you're ready, inhale, lengthen that front leg. Back arm can come down. Leave that front arm right where it is. Front hip's going to come back just a little bit more. Good. And then from here, rooting into the feet, going into the triangle. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. When you can lengthen no more, take a thigh, take a shin, take a block, take the floor. Outside is easier. Inside is a deeper twist. So be mindful. And again, once this hand comes down here, once you've arrived, it's just there to make the pose pretty. It has nothing to do with keeping you here. So just kind of know that that's your little test. And then from here, I'm going to look down at that front foot. putting a bend in that front knee. I'm going to cartwheel my hands down here, swiveling up the back foot, planting the hands, front foot steps back. You choose take or skip a flow. Finding your downward facing dog. And once you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Fighting breath, mountain, intention. So here's where I'm just going to switch sides here. So we're going to start that series exactly the same way. So find your stance here for your chair. Good. So I'm going to take my arms up. I'm going to sit back. Good. Finding the chair, rooting into my feet, trying to rip that mat apart from the side. So I get a nice outer line of engagement here. Breathing. Breathing. And when you're ready, good. You can come up to standing and step back. You can fold forward and step back, or put your weight into the right foot, pick up the left, step the left foot back, warrior prep, find your warrior one. So front hip will come back, relaxing the shoulders, zipping up that front body, strong through the back edge of the back foot. Breathing. And again, those of you that want that little balance challenge, clasp the hands overhead, reach up, look up. Where's your stability at? When you're ready, good, we'll release. I'm gonna lengthen my front leg. I'm gonna swivel up the back leg, and we'll go into the warrior three from here. So I'm just gonna bend, take that up. Good. Hands can be on blocks if you need them. They can be somewhere else if you don't need them. Left hip, knee, and toe face the floor. Press out of that right hip if you can. Right hip, knee, and toe track forward. And when you're ready, good. From here, reaching that left leg back, warrior prep. We'll find the warrior two. So front hip's gonna come back hip's gonna come forward. Good, hips stay where they are as you open to the side and reach, finding your warrior two. Looking over that front finger, reach from fingertips to the shoulders or shoulders from fingertips. Belly button is in. Good. And then when we're ready, good. Back arm's going to come down, lengthen that front leg, preparing for triangle. So front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward, rooting into the feet. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. When you can come no more, take a thigh, a shin, a block the floor. Remember, outside is a little bit easier. Inside's a little bit harder. Find it where you need to find it. Remember, this is not a forward fold, so we want a nice long spine here. And from here, when we're ready, looking down at that front foot, we'll put a bend in the front knee as you frame that front foot with the hands. Swivel up the back foot, plant the hands, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. And then once you have found your downward facing dog, drop those knees, find a child's pose. Let it be the best one of this practice. Notice how it compares to the first one you did. Hopefully, everything feels a little bit more open, a little bit more at ease. And when you're ready, good. We'll take those hands under the shoulders and we'll come up. So I'm going to bring my blanket back in here to sit on. I'll move these blocks out of the way. So from here, we're going to come into a wide leg forward fold, a wide-legged forward fold, and we'll add twisties onto this one today. So we will be doing this twice. So both legs out is considered a little bit more advanced. If that's not where you are today, you're going to start with taking your right foot into the left side. We're going to fold center, and then we're going to do the side bend and or twist, depending on what's good for you. Okay, so find what you need here. Belly button is in, arms are up, toes are up. Inhale, exhale. Forward fold or forward hinge from the hip, keeping a long spine if you can. Breathing. Watch your legs here. Did one or both of them turn inward when you did that? And if they did, could you take them back towards the ceiling? When you're ready, good. We'll walk that back up. Good. We're going to go to the left side first. So again, if you want to bring in the right foot, you can certainly do that. Both hips stay grounded here. Big inhale. Good. Those of you that don't want to twist or shouldn't do a deep twist, you're just going to get a side bend just like this. You're going to get in the same area. Otherwise, follow me. Rotate and fold over that left foot. You can stay here or taking left arm on the inside of the left leg, grabbing the inside of the left foot. Right hand's going to come somewhere on the outside, and then maybe you can rotate and breathe and expand. And turning to your intention, whatever that was. Maybe it's changed. That's okay. And then from here, I'm going to gently come out of my twist and then come out of the fold. And we'll do that to the other side. So left foot can come in to the right side if needed. Otherwise, big inhale and reach. Exhale, long spine as we come forward. Breathing. Ready? We're going to take that back up. Good. If you haven't already, but want to now, left foot can come back in. Otherwise, you choose the side bend or moving with me through the twisty. So big inhale, exhale, side bend, or rotate and fold. Breathe. If you took the fold and you want to go into the deeper twist, the right arm will come on the inside of that right leg. Left hand's going to come somewhere on the outside. You can stay there or continue to open and rotate. Breathing and expanding. And then from here, when you're ready, good. Undoing and carefully coming back up. Great job. Okay, I'm going to take my peace fingers behind my knees and I'm going to bring them in. So we're going to go into some cradle variations here, cradle variations to get into the hip. Another way to think about cradle is a seated figure four, a seated figure four. So if you need to sit on something, you can bring that in. I'm just going to put that to the side and then I'm just going to come here. Okay, we'll also take this into a twist as well. So I'm going to start by taking my right leg forward. Okay, my left foot, I'm just going to cross that over. And I'm just going to let that knee fall where it does. Okay, I'm going to take hands behind. For some of you, you just stop where you need to stop, but I'm going to drag my right foot in. How much I drag it in depends on your individual body. For some of you, this is enough. You can always rock the cradle here, or maybe you can come up and hook and lift and then rock. So find your cradle where you need it. And then from here, good. That ankle is going to come back onto the knee, one hand at a time behind you for support. Let that right leg come long. We'll come up to a seat. I'm going to leave this foot crossed over. If that's too much, come back here. But I'm going to leave this crossed here. Good. I'm going to pull in and lengthen. And then I'm going to twist to my left because I've got my left leg in front. Good. Breathe and expand. And we'll come back in. Good. And we'll undo. We're going to take that to the other side. Now your left leg is going to come forward. I'm going to pick up my right foot. I'm just going to cross that right there. I'm just going to let that right knee just kind of come where it does. I'm going to take my hands behind, and then I'm going to drag that left foot in. How deep you drag depends on your own body. It's okay to stay here. You can rock it, or you can come up and hook, and then rock it from here. So always remember, anything we do, not just the hip opener, but anything, pain, numbness, tingling, burning, never normal sensations. So if you ever feel those, you want to back off until you don't feel that or you've gone too far. Good. So from here, one hand at a time will come back. I'm going to let that leg slide forward. I'm going to come back up. So again, you can undo and have that foot here or cross over. Find your length, find your twist. So my right leg was on top, so I'm twisting to my right. And then I'm going to come back to center. We're going to come back onto our backs here. I'm just going to take a real quick sip of my tea, but go ahead and come to your back. Make sure your strap is handy. Yep. And so then from here, just kind of roll down just a little bit one more time. Kind of going back to where we started. Take your feet as wide as your mat again. Belly button is in tight towards the spine. And let yourself get a nice windshield wiper. Hopefully this feels a little bit better than it did in the beginning. And then you're going to choose if this is where you want to stay, keeping this movement, or do you want to go into the full psoas opener? So I'm going to let the knees then go to my right. As I do that, the left hip comes up. I'm pressing the inner part of the left foot into my mat. As long as everything on that left side, the low back, the hip, and the knees feel okay, you can stay here or move on. If not, come out. If you're moving on, pick up the right ankle. You want it to be above the knee. You want it to be on the thigh, not the knee joint. And then gravity is going to assist you, giving you that deeper stretch here. Okay. So again, at any time, if any funny business is happening on that left side, you want to come out until you don't have that anymore. Ready, carefully remove and come back up and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side. So this is a good one if you have a tendency to get back pain, if you sit on the floor doing Christmas holiday gift wrap, good. Let the knees go to the left. Good. Right hip's going to come up, press into that right foot. You can stay here or move on. Then moving on, left ankle's coming onto that thigh. Another way to avoid a lot of back pain or certain types of back pain when you gift wrap is to gift wrap standing. Clear off your kitchen table, gift wrap right there, no bending over or bad posture really required. You've got a whole bunch you need to do that way. Wear good shoes. And once you're ready, we'll release. We'll come back up. Belly button is in. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. From here, we're going to take this into a supine cobbler's pose, also known as supine Baddha Konasana. So for this one, good, I'm going to take my soles of the feet together. And as I grab my feet, my knees are going out to the side, and there's a little bit of pulling the heels towards the groin here. If that's not for you today, come to what I call happy adult. So you're going to not have the feet touch, but you're going to hold on at the shins. It's the same hip opener. It's just a little bit less intense. So find what you need here. Breathing. Finding length from crown to tail, wherever it is that you are. And when you're ready, we'll gently come out of there. Good. Grab your strap. Grab your strap. And I'm going to take this strap in the center part of my right foot. I'm going to have a low grip here to start. Your other knee can be bent or extended long. Your back is going to dictate as to what you can or cannot do. And then from here, nice tight belly. Good. We're just going to get some circles in here. So this is actually core work if you're zipped up and in. It's core work to keep both hips grounded. Let's reverse directions. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, good, we'll choke up a little bit. Good. And then you choose. Kind of find where you need to have your grip. Find your hamstring stretch. We want a micro bend of the knee. Point your toes towards the face. We'll give you a deeper stretch on the back side here. Breathing. And when you're ready, we'll back off that a little bit. Both straps into the right hand. Both hips stay grounded. Take that right leg out to the right. Wiggle around, find your best spot. Now, if you're okay with it and you can take that left leg long, take it long. Point your toes towards your face. Take your left arm long behind you. Reach from the fingertips to the heel. So another way of looking at this is the supine version of the standing version of this that we do sometimes. And we'll take this up. Good. We'll take this over. Wiggle around here. Find your sweet spot. And then you choose, are you going to stay here? Or are you going to take this over all the way into the twist? So a little too close to the wall. There you go. Keeping the leg in line with the hip if you're taking the twist. Maybe letting the head come into the opposite direction. And then when you're ready, we'll come back up. Good. And we will do a midair switcheroo here. Good. So lower grip. Good. Bent knee or long leg. Belly button is in. Find your circles. Good. And other direction. Good. Coming back to your intention again. Good. And then from here, we'll come up. Good. Find your grip. Find your stretch. And then from here, both straps into the left hand, taking that leg out, finding your special spot. And then if you want that bonus, right leg's going to come long, toes are pointing towards the face, right arm comes long, reaching from fingertips to the heel. Breathe. And when you're ready, good, we'll release. So again, switching hands and find yours. Kind of do an arc over, find your sweet spot. You can stay here, or you can take that into the twist, keeping left shoulder grounded, looking to the left, keeping the leg in line with the hip if you're taking the twist. When you're ready, we'll come back up. Good. Bending that knee. Good. Bringing both knees into the chest. And we're going to go into Shavasana from here. So bring in any props or anything as needed that you would like for your Shavasana. Good. Maybe making any adjustments that you need here. Legs can be long, bent, maybe on your side, your belly, be where you're comfortable. And then I will leave you here for a few moments. Sinking in and returning to intention and breath. Taking some deep breaths here. Choose stillness or gently take head and neck from side to side. Maybe inviting movement of the fingers and the toes. Choose stillness or bringing the knees into the chest. Choosing to keep the upper body grounded or maybe lifting up into a full body hug. And choosing stillness, removing any props out of the way that you may have used. Taking arms long behind you, legs long in front of you, and reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips, the edge of the toes, full body stretch, point and flex to the feet, bend and stretch to the hands, rolling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And then whenever you're ready, bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over to the right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment, taking all the time that you need here and pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Get back where we started. Nice tall sit, ears, shoulders, and hips. Noticing how you feel. Palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen. And coming back to that intention as you pull your hands down, stopping the thumbs right at the forehead for good and true thoughts. Taking them down to the lips for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you have a wonderful day, evening, week, holiday season ahead. Thank you so much. Namaste.